So in today's session, we will start Hana Transports. So if you see in the landscape, we have three systems. One is the development system, the second one is quality, and the third one is production or pre-production and production. Now if you see, you have catalog, and then the second one is content. So in the content, we have packages, and under packages, we have information views. In order to transport these information views, from development to QA and to production, we basically have three ways. We have three ways where we can transport objects. The first one is called as a delivery unit. The second one is developer mode, and the third one is support mode. So first, let us start with what is a delivery unit. Delivery units are responsible to transport packages from one system to another system. So for one delivery unit, we can assign multiple packages, and the delivery units, when they are transported from development to quality, all the packages and their information views will be transported. Now, there are information views that we develop. These information views are called as custom or user-defined views. There are also information views that SAP provides. So SAP provides data models in two ways. One is RDS, which is known as RDS or Rapid Deployment Solutions. And the second one is known as HANA Live. So SAP basically delivers data models in two ways. One is RDS, which is called as Rapid Deployment Solutions, and the second one is HANA Live. Now SAP gives RDS by application. You have RDS for sales, you have RDS for CRM, you have RDS for supply chain management. And HANA Live is different from RDS. Now HANA Live is used when we have ECC on HANA, Business Suite powered by HANA. So all these are SAP delivered. Now, whenever you would like to import RDS or HANA Live into, or when you want to install these RDS or HANA Live into the development system, now how do you download? From where do we download them? We download from service.sap.com. So once we download these files, we can install these RDS or HANA Live into development system. Now, few things that we have to take care when we import these objects into development system is, when SAP developed these data models, when SAP started to develop these data models, now these data models point to a specific schema. Let's say the name of the schema that SAP used. Now you know the tables are under schemas, and these tables are used when we develop information views. So on top of these tables, we use information views. Now, the point here is we may import these information views to development system, but information views have dependencies. So views are dependent on tables, and tables are dependent on schemas, because schemas are specific to tables. Sorry, tables are specific to schemas. So we may not have, so when we basically import these HANA Live or views into the development system, when we import this, now what will views be doing when we import? Now let's say you have these views in HANA. So it basically checks for this schema, SAP ECC. But in our system, we may not use the same naming convention. Like we may not have a schema called SAP ECC. So in that particular scenario, what we basically do is we do something called schema mapping. Now what is schema mapping? So schema mapping is a method where you map authoring schema with the physical schemas. Let's say the SAP provided schema is S1 and our schema, let's say it is S2. We basically map S1 is equal to S2. So when these information views, when we import them, if these information views are pointing to S1, now because we say S1 is equal to S2, and these information views will also point to S2. So schema mapping is nothing but mapping of authoring schemas with physical schemas. These are known as schema mapping. Now where do we do schema mapping? So let me show you. If you go to Start, click on HANA Studio. Click on HANA Studio. So first let me show you this schema mapping, which is a starting step for transports. Let me log on to system. Click log on, give the username and password, and click enter. So once you log in, now we're on the quick launch page. Let me select system, select and click OK. And then here you see under setup you have schema mapping. Click on schema mapping. So here we basically map authoring schemas with physical schemas. Schemas which are not existing are known as authoring schemas. Schemas which are physically existing, for example, I can say map schema 45, S45 with HANA user. So I can create a schema mapping like this and click OK. So any information views that are pointing to S45 now will point to HANA user. So that is one step that we need to take care, otherwise transports will fail. When we import these objects which are RDS or HANA Live into development system, these transports will fail if we do not have schema mapping. So always we need to check the dependencies like schemas. Schemas have tables. Now on these tables we have information views like attribute views. Analytic views are dependent on attribute views, and calculation views are dependent on analytic views if they have. So we need to always check these dependencies whenever we import these objects. The sequence of importing is very important to check for schemas, for tables, fields in tables, information views like attribute views, analytic views. So all these dependencies have to be checked. Okay, so now that is the first thing. And the second thing is, now whenever you would like to transport these objects like information views from one system to another system, there are three methods. If you would like to see those three methods, let us go to HANA Studio, click File, click Import, and then Once you import, click SAP, expand SAP HANA content. Now in here you have one is called delivery unit, second one is developer mode, and third one is support mode. I think support mode is not existing now. I think they have removed the support mode because that is mainly the basis task where they can import views and data from production to quality. It is something like system refresh that a basis guy does, which is not existing here. So let us first start with a delivery unit. So if you see what is a delivery unit, select the delivery unit mode to import objects available at server or client location in the form of .tgz files. So in order to create a delivery unit, first if you go to setup, click on delivery units. Click on delivery unit. Click create. Give the name of the delivery unit. Let's say SAP underscore ECC underscore COPA underscore models. So provide the name of the delivery unit and click OK. So this is the delivery unit that we created. Now in order to assign a delivery unit to the package, either you can directly assign over here or you can close this. You can go to the content, expand the content folder. Let's go to ECC July 19, and if you right click on the package and click on edit, so see here the delivery unit is empty. So let us provide the delivery unit by expanding this. Let's go to ECC. SAP underscore ECC underscore COPA underscore models. So this package we are assigning to this delivery unit and click OK. Now once you click OK, and again if you click on delivery units, now if you again click on this delivery unit that is already created, now you see for this delivery unit this package is assigned. So you can assign multiple packages to one single delivery unit, but any point of time one package can have only one delivery unit. One package cannot be assigned to two delivery units, but one delivery unit can have multiple packages. And click close. So in order to export these delivery units, click file, click export, select a delivery unit, click next, select instance, click next, and here you see a delivery unit. Select the delivery unit, which is SAP underscore ECC underscore COPA models. So once you select the delivery unit, then you see the package, and here you see there are two ways that you can export. One is export to server, the second one is export to client. And also you can here see filter by time. Now we have to be very careful when we're using filter by time, because if we don't select if we don't select proper time interval, there could be chances that we may lose versions. So we can also filter by time. Now when you click filter by time, you can choose time interval like last week, last month, only bring whatever changes that have been made in the last week or last month, or give a custom time range. You can also select custom time range. You can select, okay, from 9th of August till today, whatever the changes have been made, bring those changes. So first, I'm not going to use the time range. I'm just unchecking this. Select export to server. Click next. So you see the delivery unit and the file name, which is repo underscore, this is the date, and package.tgz. And the file path is this user SAP HDB backup. So once I click on finish, the file will be uploaded to the defined path. The file is uploaded and completed successfully. So once we double click on this, now this is where the file is exported on the server. Now if we choose to export on client, it means you're basically storing on the local file system, I mean on your desktop. You're basically storing on the desktop, that is nothing but client, but server is the server file system. Now this is the path where the file is stored, and click OK. So one copy of all the data models are already exported. So let me go back to the package. Let us go back to the package. So what I will do is, because we do not have the quality system, we only have development system. So I'll just try to show you. I will delete all the objects and I will import as if we don't have any objects, and I'll show you how to transport these objects. Now one more thing we have to make sure this. Now every object will have something called versioning. When you right click on any object and click history, if you click history, now it says the version of this object is 1 and it is activated 1 month ago. If you double click on this and if you try to make any changes, for example, if I go to the data foundation and check name 2, I'm checking one additional column, click validate, click activate, and then let us again see the history. Right click on the information view and click history. So now this view basically has two versions, first one and the second one. Now whenever the views are activated, whenever a view is activated, now if you want to revert the changes, you can also use inactive or active. So if you choose active, now it brings the last active position. Now if I basically choose another field and if I don't activate, I only validate, I don't activate this view now, the view is inactive, and if you click now, here you have revert to active. Revert to active means the stage when the view was active, the change will be lost. ORT01, the change will be lost when I click on revert to active. So this will disregard all the current changes. Are you sure you want to revert to the latest active version? Click yes. So again, the view is again active. So it lost all the changes. So if you want to see the version of the object, right click and click history. It will show the version of object, and always you can make sure that by looking at the version of the object, you can make sure whatever the version is in the development, the same version should be available in quality as well as in production. We have to make sure the views are always in sync in all these three systems. Now if you want to check dependencies, now where is this view that is used? If you want to check dependencies of the view, right click on this and click where used. When you click on where used, it will tell you it will tell you where this view is being used. It will tell you which analytic privileges and which is the calculation view. Now if you want to still know about what tables have been used, what schema is used in this particular view, you can also do something called auto documentation. When you click on auto documentation, and if you select the view, and if you select the target location, click browse, click on the desktop, make a new folder, say doc 7. Let us select the folder doc 7, click OK. So here you have model details and model list. So model details, when you select, oh, it's again reverted. So let me go back again. Let's go to ECC July. Click add. So you have all the views over here. I selected all the views. So when you select model details and click finish, so once you click finish, now auto documentation has started. It's running. The job is been running now. Now this will basically tell you what schemas, what tables, what columns are used in these views. You can check all the dependencies in the documentation. So based on the documentation, you can know all the dependencies. Let this job finish. So once this job is completed, now we can go back to the desktop. Go to the desktop. doc7, and if you double click on this folder HDB ECC July, double click on SD master data, double click on NLT view, and double click on the document. Now this document will have all the details, like what are the attribute views and what schemas. It will tell you what are the tables that have been used, what is the table schema and table name, so you can look in all these objects. So what attribute view and what tables each attribute view uses it. And also it tells you any analytic privilege is there. So where are the where used list. So everything, it will give you the details about a view. So based on the documentation, we can know all the dependencies. So let us come back. So basically to export there are three ways. One is delivery unit, developer mode, support mode. So now we have exported an object using a delivery unit. The file is exported with the extension .tgz. Now we would like to import these objects again. So before I import these objects, I'm just trying to show you the version by right click and click history. And if you want to check dependencies, you can click on where use list. So that's where we are. So now let me basically, now if you try to delete an analytic view, if you have a dependency, please see when I'm basically deleting an analytic view, click yes. I cannot delete because it says completed with errors. If you double click on this, it will say one or more objects are dependent on this object. So it says one or more objects are dependent on this object. So we need to check dependencies. So to check dependencies, you can just right click on this object and click where use list. So first of all, both these objects should be deleted before we delete this object. So let us right click on the analytic privilege and click delete and click yes. And also let us delete remaining objects. Let me delete start join. Let me delete all the objects over here. I'm just deleting all these objects. Now please see, finally I'm deleting this package itself. So everything is deleted which are exported. Now in order to import, so let us assume for some time, now this is a quality system. I'll click file, click import, and then select delivery unit, click next, select instance, click next, select server, select the file, which is SAP ECC COPA models dot tgz. Once you select, oops, so let us see whether the objects are exported successfully or not. Let us check the log once. Let me check the log. I think when I've done this, just give me some time because the objects are missing. And these objects are lost. I think because it has taken time, but I think I have deleted time, but system has already taken the time. So we lost whatever we created. So that's why we have to be, I think I didn't uncheck time. So during the time range, so there were no changes, so objects were not exported. And then without checking, I basically deleted these objects. So we lost all these objects that we created. So if I click file, now if I'm trying to import these objects, I'll click on the delivery unit. Let me double check again. The objects are lost. So let me show you from any other package. Let me show you from any other package. Let us do this again. So let's use this package. ECC July 19 pin. Let me assign, right click again, assign the same delivery unit, click edit. It's assigned to ECC August, so let me change the delivery unit to SAP ECC COPA models and click OK. Let us try this again. Click file, click export, select a delivery unit, click next, and instance next. and select the delivery unit. Let's select the delivery unit again. So we have this package ECC July pin. So let us not select this time. Let us just export to server. Click next, and let us try to click finish. So this time what we will try to do is, we will not delete these objects, but rather re-import them again. So to check, to double confirm whether these objects are already exported to server or not, or there are chances that we may lose these objects as well. So what I will do, I'll just go to file, click import, and select delivery unit mode. Click next, select the instance, next, click server, and select SAP ECC. So this is the top one is the latest one. Click this one. So these objects are also not exported. So let us check whether only this delivery unit has an issue or all the delivery units have issue. So let us even check that. So let me check if only this delivery unit has an issue or other delivery units also have issues. So what I will just try to do is, I will just go back to ECC July 19 pin, and I'll right click on the package and change the delivery unit. I'll click edit. Let me change to a different delivery unit. Let's take ECC August 4 and click OK. And let us, now I change the delivery unit. Now let me export this. Export a delivery unit again. Next, select instance. Next, and then select the delivery unit ECC August 4. CDE ECC August 4. Let's export to server using this delivery unit. Click next and click finish. Completed successfully. Let us try to import this. Click import, delivery unit, next, instance, next, server. Let's select ECC August 4. So for this it works. So it means that a delivery unit got corrupted. So let us do one thing. Let us recreate one delivery unit. Let us go to delivery unit again. Let us create one new delivery unit. Let's click on create and say SAP DU9. Let me use this name, SAP DU9. Click OK. I'm just taking SAP DU9, and let me reassign the package to SAP DU9. So let us close and let me go back to the package again, SAP ECC. Let me right click on the package again, edit, and let us select SAP DU9. SAP DU9. So this is the one and the last. So assign to SAP DU9, click OK. And let's export now. Click export, delivery unit, next. I'm just checking whether delivery unit is the issue. SAP DU9. So let's export to server. I just finished this, completed successfully. Let us import again. Click File and Import. Server and select SAP DU9. So the newly created delivery units are having issue here, because if you basically see the old created delivery units, when we are trying to export, they're able to export, but the newly created ones we are not able to do. So let us only take the old ones, because the new ones are not working. I will basically check for root cause analysis why this is not working. But for now, let us only take old ones, which is SAP, the previous one, which is ECC August 4. So let us use this for now, and click Finish. Now here you have two options. One is overwrite the inactive versions or activate objects. So if the objects are inactive, it basically overwrites those objects and activate those objects, and click Finish. So once you click Finish, so basically importing these objects again. So because I did not delete, it basically overwrites the existing objects. So instead of this, what I will try to do now is I will just try to delete at least one object, so that we can again see whether this object is imported or not. So let's see. Let me just check completed successfully. It means that, so you can see the log over here for each object, whether it is imported successfully. So you can just scroll down and see the status over here. All the objects are successfully imported. All the objects are successfully imported. So what I will try to do now, I'll just go back to the package, which is ECC July 19. And then I will delete at least one object just to show you. Let me delete start join. Right click and delete. I'm just trying to delete start join, and also I'm trying to delete cube models. I'll just delete all the calculation views. Just delete all the calculation views. Click delete. So I deleted all the calculation views. So we have only analytic views and attribute views over here. So let me import them again. So click File, click Import, and select the delivery unit. Click Next. Select the instance. Next. Click Server. Select SAP August 4. So you have all the calculation views here, and click Finish. So once you click Finish, the importing is started. So once the import is started, now you please see here, the calculation views are back. I deleted them, and again I re-imported these objects. So in this way you can transport objects from transports using delivery units. The second one is a developer mode. The first one is a delivery unit, the second one is a developer mode. Now what is a developer mode? A developer mode is used to transport individual objects. You cannot transport the entire package. We can only transport individual objects using developer mode. So let us go back to HANA Studio. Click File. Click Export. Select a developer mode. Use this option to export individual objects to a directory on your client computer. This option should only be used in exceptional cases. So select the developer mode, click Next, select the instance, click next, expand content. Let's go to the package ECC July 19 and expand all the sub packages. And select the required objects, whatever the objects that you require, like customer, or you can select an analytic view. So whatever the objects that you require, you can just select individual objects. Now we are basically not transporting based on package, we're transporting based on individual objects. So here you have the target folder, click browse on the desktop, make a new folder, say DM8. So DM8 is the folder I'm exporting these objects to. Select DM8 and click OK, and finally click finish. So once you click finish, the transport is running. So here you see exported using developer mode, completed successfully. Double click. So all these objects exported completed successfully. Now if you want to see where it got exported, you can check for the path. Click OK, which is on the desktop, which is developer mode DM8. Double click on this, double click on the folder, and here you see these objects are exported. One is an analytic view, the others are attribute views. So once all these views are exported, we can re-import them again. Click HANA Studio, click File, click Import, select Developer Mode, click Next, select the instance, Next, and then click on Browse, select DM8, click OK. So you can see all these objects over here. So whatever we exported now, select whatever objects that you would like to import, individual objects, and click Finish. So once you click Finish, imported successfully. So this is the path from where it got importing. So in this way you can use delivery unit and developer mode to export objects. The last one, if you see click File, click Export, you see there is also called support mode. Using the export option only if SAP support requests you to export content objects for any support purpose to server or client location. Now this option is primarily used by basis consultants or HANA administrators. The importance of this option is, now if you see, I'll just try to tell you an example. In the production system, let's say there is a view and user is trying to report on this view. We're trying to report on this view. Now user complains there is some mismatch in data or there is some bug in the report. Now in order to do root cause analysis, we found out that this issue only occurs only when you have the same data, but when you check the same issue on the quality, the issue doesn't exist on the quality, but it only exists on the production system. Now this is because we have data and this issue occurs only when you have this data. So usually in SAP what we do is, in order to have the same kind of data, the admins or the basis consultant do system refresh. So they basically copy all the production data into quality, and in quality you can do root cause analysis. So in HANA, in order to create the same environment, what we can do is you can export these individual objects from production to quality. That is nothing but support mode. So using support mode, you can export objects from production to quality. You can export objects from production to quality, including all the dependencies like tables, views, and also not only the metadata, but also with data. All the data inside the tables get exported to QA. So that now we can do root cause analysis over here, because in most of the time in production, we are not allowed to do any changes to objects over here, and you can do all the testing in the QA system. So this kind of export of objects from production to quality, now this is known as support mode. And this is done by HANA administrators. Click File, click Export, and if you click on support mode, click Next, select the instance, click Next, and select the package that we require, ECC July 19. At any point of time, you can export only one object. Now, if you try to export multiple objects, please see, it got disabled. Only one object you can export. And if you click Finish, once you finish, the job is running, because basically check for all the dependencies. So it'll take some time to finish this job. So the export is done. Double click on this. So this analytic view. Now please see, export of objects including required objects along with data for SAP support purpose. So it exports not only the structures but also with data into the file location. From there, the admin will pick and import into quality. So let me try to recap. Whenever we transport objects, first thing is we have to make sure whenever we import RDS or HANA Live, we have the right schema mapping. Otherwise, the information views will fail because it checks for schema. Whenever you export objects from development to quality to production, there are three ways. One is developer mode, delivery unit, and support mode. Delivery units are just like transport requests in SAP. For one delivery unit, you can assign multiple packages. Under each package, you have different information views. You can export all these packages using a delivery unit, and you can import to quality. So once you import these objects, make sure that all the versions are same. In order to check dependencies, right click where use list. If you want to see in documentation, right click and view documentation. Always we have to make sure the versions are same among all the systems. Now you can also do time-based transports. When you basically transport using a delivery unit, you can specify time range, but you have to be careful when using this option, because if you don't choose a certain time range where you take all the changes, if you don't take all the changes will get lost. The second one is a delivery unit. The second one is a developer mode. Using a developer mode, you can export individual objects, but only to client location. And third one is a support mode. The support mode is mainly used whenever you'd like to refresh quality with production data. You want to export objects from production to quality, then we can use support mode for troubleshooting purpose. But when doing exporting of objects using support mode, it also takes all the dependencies with data. If you have any questions on this, please ask me.